What's up, everybody? It's your boy Michael. I'm here to shoot another quick video, and what I want to talk about today is sacrificing for success. You know, a lot of times, we want success, but we don't want to do what it takes. We want to make success come easy. We don't want the trials and the tribulations that come along with it, but we want the benefits of it. But you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to give up something. And it's simple as this, people. You hear it all the time. You can't get something for nothing. What you put in is what you get out of it. If you're not willing to put nothing in it, you're not going to get anything out of it. So what are you willing? What is it you're really willing to give up for your success? What are you willing to sacrifice? You know, everybody wants a piece of the pie. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And you're going to get it. But most people just want to eat the sweet stuff. You know, I remember when we go get together for holidays and you got your big pieces of pie, and everybody, especially the kids, they want to eat the sweet stuff, the sweet part of the pie. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from down south, stand up, Houston. And we always, I like sweet potato pie, pecan pie, things of that nature. But we would always eat the sweet. And then when we got to the crust, we would throw that part away. Well, life doesn't give you that option. Life doesn't give you that option. Either you're going to eat the crust in the beginning or you're going to eat it at the end, but you got to eat your whole piece. So what you have to do, you have to be willing to eat the crust first. You got to be willing to eat the flavorless part first, the bitter part first. And once you get through that part, the rest of it is sweet. So you can have your piece of the pie, but you got to be willing to eat the crust first. You got to be willing to put in the work first. You got to be willing to get uncomfortable. A lot of times the reason we don't get success because we're not willing to be uncomfortable. We're not willing to step outside of our comfort zone. But guess what? Your comfort zone has gotten you where you are. You're comfortable where you are. If you want to get what you want, you got to learn to be uncomfortable. You got to learn to step outside of yourself. You know, in order to be the person you want to be, you got to give up the person that you are. As simple as that. You got to be willing to sacrifice something. You never know what your sacrifice is going to give you. It's a Bible story. And the prophet was going through the land, and the land was in a famine. I know, some of y'all not Christian, but I am. The land was in a famine, and he came to this widow's house. And the woman, all her resources were gone. She had no more food. All she had was enough flour and baking soda or whatever to make one more biscuit. And her intentions were to make that one more, and her and her son were going to sit up there and they were going to eat it, and then they were just going to wait to die. Well, the prophet came and says, "Hey, what do you got?" She said, "This is all I got. I got enough, and I'm going to make this biscuit, and me and my son were going to eat it, and we're going to just die." He said, "No, make it, but make it for me. Make it for me." And she was obedient to that. And once she sacrificed that little that she had, every time she went back to her pantry, every time, it was always food left. So what I'm saying is, and what that story is telling you, if you're willing to give up the little that you have, what are you holding on to it for? You know, there's another Bible story. The Bible talks about how the master of the house came and he gave one man 1 talent, one man 5 talents, another man 10 talents. And he went away and he said, "I'm going to give you these and I want you to do something with them." Well, the one that had 10 talents, he went out and he was being, productive, and he produced 10 more talents. And the one that had 5, he went out with being productive and he produced 5 more talents. But the one that only had 1 talent, he decided to hide his, to bury it away and do nothing with it. So when the master came back, he called and everybody had to give a report of what they did. The one that had 10 showed him the 10 that he got. The one that had 5 showed him the 5 extra he got. But the one that had 1, he showed him, he said nothing. He said, "I didn't do nothing with it because I was afraid." I was afraid. And a lot of us right now are afraid to use the talents that we have. And the owner of the house is like, you should have been a little bit better than that. The Bible actually called him pretty much useless. Because he wasn't willing to use the talents that he had. Now, you and I both have talents. We have something that we're capable of doing. But we got to be willing to take a chance with it. We have to be willing to take a chance with it. You have to be willing to sacrifice what you got. You can't go to the field and say, give me a harvest, but you don't plant the seed. You got to plant the seed first. You can't go to the fireplace and say, give me heat and don't put in the wood. No, you got to put the wood in first. You have to put the work in first. You have to put the sacrifice in first. You have to give up something to get what you want. And then on top of that, you know, a lot of times, you know, we're worried about, well, it may not turn out the way I want it to, but guess what? Even if you don't get the full benefit of it in your lifetime, what if what you're doing today will create a legacy for your children? What if your sacrifices today will create a legacy for your children? Think about what people who sacrificed in the past, but their sacrifice meant so much to so many other people. Martin Luther King, for instance, his sacrifice, what he did, changed a nation. It changed the world. You know, and he knew, he said it, that I may not get there when you get there. But he knew his sacrifice was going to mean something. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up for your betterment? What are you willing to give up for your life? What are you willing to sacrifice for your success? Because if you're not willing to sacrifice for your success, there will be no success. Look, that's all I have to say. May God bless you and keep you. I see you at the top, not from the top, because why? You absolutely deserve it.